Every big city has bright lights, but behind some of those lights are stories of hard work and strong hearts.
Welcome to this channel, where we share powerful stories that show you that where you start in life does not decide where you will finish. Today, I want to tell you the story of Amara, a woman who turned her small dreams into big success. This is not just a story, it is a reminder that if you believe in your dream and never give up, you can change your life. In the quiet of the morning, before the city awoke, Amara stood by the window of her modest apartment, gazing at the glowing horizon as if it were whispering possibilities only she could hear. Her hair caught the first rays of sunlight, and in that gentle light, one could see the fire of ambition flickering behind Amara's calm eyes. Life had never been easy, but Amara had learned to embrace the struggle with grace, understanding that the world would only recognize those who dared to step forward when others hesitated. The office she would later inhabit seemed like a distant dream now, but in her mind, Amara was already navigating hallways of influence, making choices that would shape the course of her own destiny. Each breath she drew felt like a quiet vow, a promise to herself that one day her name would mean more than survival. It would mean triumph. Her mornings were long and purposeful, filled with the quiet rhythm of preparation. Amara reviewed notes and charts meticulously, her eyes scanning every detail as if they could see beyond the paper and into the future. The city buzzed outside, a living organism of motion and sound, but inside Amara's mind, a calm clarity prevailed. Meetings with colleagues and mentors began to shape her understanding of strategy, but it was Amara's own discipline, unwavering and relentless, that would become her true foundation. Even as others doubted or whispered in corridors, Amara maintained a serene focus, knowing that the seeds of her hard work would one day bloom into opportunities that no hesitation could ever contain. Success was not instant, and the first challenges tested Amara's resolve in ways she had not anticipated. Emails arrived with requests that seemed impossible, contracts demanded hours of careful scrutiny, and partners raised questions designed to probe her weaknesses. Some nights, Amara stayed by the balcony with only the city lights for company, her mind replaying every decision she had made that day. Doubt crept in silently, whispering questions she did not yet have answers for. But even in those moments, Amara reminded herself that ambition is forged not in comfort, but in confrontation with the unknown. Each obstacle became a lesson. Each sleepless hour became a tool, sharpening her intellect and fortifying her courage for the trials yet to come. Then came the first real breakthrough, a moment when Amara's vision began to take tangible shape. An investor meeting, tense with anticipation, became a testament to her preparation and perseverance. Amara presented with unwavering composure, articulating ideas and strategies that transformed skepticism into belief. The charts on the screen told a story she had been crafting for months, and by the end, even the most doubtful voices in the room had shifted to nods of approval. That night, back in her apartment, Amara allowed herself a quiet smile, not out of vanity, but out of recognition that her effort was beginning to manifest. The path ahead was still long, but Amara had proven to herself that she could step confidently into spaces others had deemed inaccessible. Amara's company began to grow slowly at first, each small success reinforcing her resolve. She carefully selected a team that shared her values, mentoring them with patience and clarity, instilling in them the same discipline that had carried her through uncertainty. New clients were acquired, contracts signed, and the office, once a modest room with empty walls, began to hum with purpose and collaboration. Ribbon-cutting ceremonies, small celebrations, and public recognitions marked each milestone, yet Amara remained grounded, never losing sight of the vision that had carried her this far. Every moment of success was tempered with reflection, as she understood that building a legacy required more than ambition. It demanded integrity, foresight, and unrelenting perseverance. Yet no ascent is without turbulence. The first real crisis arrived unexpectedly, a whisper of betrayal that grew into a storm. Financial discrepancies, missing documents, and unexplained withdrawals shook the foundations Amara had built so carefully. Some colleagues grew distant, some partners questioned loyalty. The pressure was suffocating, and for a brief moment the weight of responsibility threatened to overwhelm her. Alone in her apartment, Amara stared at the glowing city below, feeling the magnitude of the challenge pressing in from all sides. But fear did not dominate her. Amara reminded herself that true leadership is measured not by victories alone, but by the courage to face adversity head-on. With meticulous attention, Amara began untangling the web of deceit. Late nights became a routine, her eyes scanning every detail, her mind racing through scenarios and possibilities. Phone calls were made discreetly, documents reviewed carefully, and each discovery strengthened her resolve. Amara confronted the truth with precision, addressing the internal betrayal with decisiveness and clarity. Trust, once broken, began to rebuild slowly under her careful guidance. Through every step, Amara demonstrated a balance of firmness and wisdom that inspired loyalty among those who remained committed to the company's vision. With the crisis managed, Amara began the painstaking process of recovery. Strategies were refined, relationships strengthened, and new initiatives launched with measured confidence. Every morning began with reflection and planning, walks along the city's waterfront to clear her mind, and late evenings dedicated to reviewing progress and opportunities. Slowly, stability returned. Clients renewed trust. Investors returned. Amara's team, strengthened by adversity, rallied behind her leadership. Success this time was fortified by experience and resilience, rather than mere luck or timing. Years of effort bore fruit. Amara's company expanded into multiple sectors, awards recognized her leadership, and her reputation as a visionary grew steadily. She walked through boardrooms and conference halls with authority and poise, her presence commanding respect. Yet even as applause and accolades surrounded Amara, she remained mindful of the journey. The obstacles, the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt that had threatened to undo everything. Every success was a reminder of perseverance, every recognition a tribute to the strength of discipline and determination. Standing once again by the balcony of her high-rise office, Amara gazed over the city that had once seemed overwhelming and intimidating. The lights that had inspired awe in her youth now reflected a story of triumph, resilience, and transformation. She had faced betrayal, navigated crises, and built a legacy from scratch. The journey had been long and arduous, yet Amara understood that true achievement is measured not just by wealth or influence, but by the lives touched, the inspiration sparked, and the courage demonstrated in the face of uncertainty. Amara smiled quietly, knowing that her story, like the city itself, was a testament to the power of vision, determination, and unwavering belief in oneself. And that is the story of Amara, a story of hard work, courage, and never giving up. Amara's journey shows us that no matter where you start, you can grow, you can rise, and you can win. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and share it with someone who needs hope today. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more inspiring stories that remind us to believe in ourselves. Thank you for watching. And remember, your story is still being written.